Thankfully, no more snow fell on top of us as we continued up the cairn. We reunited Boy with a half-dead Garrett, but their reunion was cut short by an ambush from some crag cats, as Boy was slain. The rage I felt from everyone should have thawed Icewind Dale. Felgren avenged Boy, and now we must find Garrett's party further up the cairn. I hope we find the survivors in today's short quest, Long Rest.
So that, I was not expecting to kill the dog.
Yeah, that fucking got dark so fast. He's the only one who took a hit. No one took damage except him. Well, technically Tavini got hit twice with her own spell.
Oh, trust me, I had a feeling that dog was gonna die, but I always have the feeling that the dog is gonna die.
I did not plan for the dog to die.
But it's just like went from sweet, lovable DM to Michael Vick in like 1 second.
That was fucking awesome.
Did I? I critted on him.
I know.
Like that's the fucked up thing.
I know. See, with great power comes great responsibility, Josie.
When you were describing the smaller figure, I was like, oh crap, they're gonna come after Tavini.
Yeah.
But no. It's the dog.
Yeah, man, if I just had rolled a little higher, I would have been up in that fucking fight, and they'd come after me instead. Except that actually, it wouldn't have killed me, but that would have put me down, too. Like, it would have taken me to, like, 2-0.
Yeah. Crag cats, you know? They're
meanies.
I mean, they're meanies.
They are meanies.
So,
yeah, 22 damage is what you did, so that would have knocked me out, yeah. No, I'd had 1 point left. I'd have had 1 point.
Tavini would have been unconscious.
I've been saving my
Dreamer
spells.
would have been back in his shape.
What was that, Dreamer? I'm sorry.
I've been saving my spells in my Bomb of the Summer Court.
For in case people go down.
Yep.
That's smart. I did nothing in that fight.
Oh, that's true.
My first turn, I pulled my shield and didn't even make it to the second
Surprise,
turn. Surprise, yo!
I'll, woof.
At least I didn't use up my spell slots.
Yeah, here. This is from the module. Characters with passive wisdom perception of 17 or higher are not surprised by the crag cats. Yep. I checked everyone's passive before we started and was like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Meh.
That's a super high fucking. I mean, I get it. It's meant to be a surprise round. Like, it's not that crazy. Like, that there shouldn't be. You know, that's a really, really high passive.
Well, the cats, they're only a CR1, but they are, they have a really high dex, and they're experts in stealth, because this is, you know, their territory. This is...
But how would you get a passive perception that high? Isn't it 10
plus passive perception? If you picked up, like, the observant feat.
Oh, okay, yeah. It doesn't say besides doing feats, though, because it's just 10 plus your modifier, right?
Yes.
For your passive,
well, it's 10...
So.
It is 10 plus your modifier plus your proficiency.
Oh, okay. Why does it say... At 3, did we become proficiency level 2?
At 3, you have proficiency plus 2 still.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think level 5 is when your proficiency bonus goes up to a plus 3.
What is perception? Perception is under... Is that under wisdom?
Yeah, so
yeah,
perception is a wisdom-based skill, and your passive perception is 10 plus your perception score.
Gotcha.
And then in dim light conditions, your passive perception is -5. And since it's constantly dim light here...
Is that our first death? Besides bad guys?
Yeah,
well, I guess some of the sailors got killed, but we didn't know their names.
Yeah, your first death is the dog.
Lovable.
I shot the dog.
You did. And the worst part is that you played him up so well to just be the biggest, like, lovable oafish, just
Happy puppy.
sweet happy puppy, and that murdered him. This is like that last test in the Kingsman where you got to shoot your own dog.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it turns out like the gun's got blanks in it or something like that. I forget how it is. But, like, they give you a puppy at the beginning of your training, and then, like, the last thing to show your loyalty is to shoot the dog, but it's got blanks in it, so... I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's blanks. For anyone who hasn't seen The Kingsman, absolutely check it out. Both of them are fantastic. And I haven't seen the new one yet, but I want to. Is that out yet? But it'll be alright.
Can't wait for you guys to get a team of dogs.
Yeah, no shit.
And I'm gonna... If you guys ever get a dog sled, I'm gonna be asking for their names. We're gonna be creating personalities together.
No, I mean, it's fine, because I'm already dead inside.
Yeah, we're already there.
Tavini was like the slowest to warm up to that dog, because she was scared of Boy. And then she had that one moment where she's like, drop it. And he drops it. And she gives him a treat. And he stays next to her side. And she was like, okay. Yeah, this'll be okay. And she's starting to warm up to him. And she's starting to, like, you know, he's actually really nice. And he dies.
You know, and I had to kind of like, all right, what would a dog who would travel miles through heavy snowfall, you know, would return to his master's house and then return to his master. What level of loyalty would that dog show in a situation where, you know, there were big predators around potentially to kill his master? He's fucking going for it, is what that is.
No, it made sense.
And here's the bit that really gets me is there were two cats. That's probably a male and a female. They're probably taking that. They were trying to take Boy's body back to feed their young.
Oh, let's steal all their babies and that'll be our fucking sled.
Oh my god.
We'll raise fucking saber cats and those will be our sled cats.
Man, those
But
babies
it's like,
can starve.
there's no winning in this situation.
No,
It
those
sucks
babies
either
can
way.
starve.
But that's the
Usually-
bit that sucks, because it's like, no.
No, those babies grow up and they kill more boys.
Yep,
They're
exactly.
not going to grow up. They don't have any food. They're going to
Exactly.
freeze
Now
and
they
die.
won't. Exactly. We just did the world a favor. Saved so many boys.
All right.
Vendetta.
So ready to get back into it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's get off this goddamn mountain. Let's go save these people. Let's get off this fucking mountain and let's all go get drunk back in whatever town we decide to go to with the dwarves.
Alrighty. So, as Garrett and Boy disappear out of the light and warmth of Tavini's lantern, out of sight beyond your dark vision, and you're just left standing alone with the cold and the blood and the bodies of these two cats. What all is everyone doing?
Yeah, I think Rian is tightening up his armor, you know, fitting it, readjusting his backpack, putting his shield away, putting his sword away. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's save whoever's on the top of this fucking mountain. Let's put it behind us and never come back here again.
Yes, because saving people's worked so well so far, and he just pushes past you.
Rian will kind of just do one of those like head click type things, like understanding his frustration.
Tavini scrubs her face and stops praying for the good boy. She doesn't want the tears to freeze on her face. And then she's going to pull her goggles down to cover her up.
I think Kralik would take point.
Alrighty, good to know. Kralik taking point, and Dreamer, you're taking up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right behind Kralik.
So, As you ascend the mountain, the climb does get more difficult. You find yourselves, I would say about here on our map.
Halfway up.
Yeah, about halfway up, with now looking at a very rough climb ahead. For the next leg of our journey, we're going to be making some group athletic checks.
Duh.
So, I am going to need a athletic check from everyone in the group.
Oof.
Yep.
Why didn't we take climbing gear?
Ah. Botched.
Oh, Krellick. Natty
Oof.
1.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Grin.
I mean, mine's a negative
3
1.
minus 1.
I mean, so
Buddy.
this is about how it's gonna go for me.
7, a 14, a 2, a 22. Okay.
Oh, Rian's climbing like a son of a bitch.
And we got,
Ooh.
all right,
18.
18. And how's, is Rian climbing for both him and Miri? Or,
Yeah, I figured she'd be on my back.
Alrighty. So, as you are approaching this very narrow, almost shockingly steep section of the trail, some of you are struggling to climb. Krellick, you're finding that your heavy armor is maybe not the most conducive to mountain climbing. Yet, together, helping one another, you are able to make a little bit of headway up this steep section of the trail. I am going to need another set of group checks. So, athletics all around.
Yay.
It's a 12 and a 4.
Oh, I did Miri's. Oops.
21.
A 21. A 17.
Are we the same? No, we're not the same at all. Let me do mine. Ha! Natty 20.
Right. So,
And a 9.
and a
Yeah,
9.
boy.
Still, the nat 20, the 17, the 21, it's enough that, again, helping one another out, you're able to make yet more progress up this very zigzagging path up the mountain, clinging to narrow ledges and scaling icy cliffs. For the last leg of this steep part of the journey, may I get our last set of athletics checks?
And just for reference, not sure if it's going to make any difference, but I do have a grappling hook. Took that
Yeah,
shit
no,
at
climbing gear I would probably...
Yeah, let's say I took that shit at the character creation.
17, 15, 18.
This one's looking good, guys.
This one's looking good.
20 for
20.
Tavini.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bomb it now.
Come
No,
on.
no. Here it is.
All right.
13. Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, we'll take that.
So, your group, you've been traveling for a while. You've been getting to know one another, getting to work as a team. Mountain climbing is not something you've ever done before.
Definitely
Whether-
not.
Nope.
For the most part, most of you, individually or as a group, this is a new project, and it took you a bit to really kind of get into the swing of things, but as you approach the highest point of this very steep climb, on this section of the trail, you finally start, towards the last hour, working together as a well-oiled machine, calling out, good grips for one another, marking a path on the way up so the others have an easier time, those that are following behind. And you're tired when you get to the top, but no one gains any points of exhaustion.
Nice.
Hooray.
And as you reach the top of this climb, up ahead and on your left is a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth. There is blood on the snow, a little distance away from the cave entrance.
Everybody, be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Shields
Weapons
out.
out.
Yep, I'm gonna say Rian's got his shield out because he knows that essentially they told us that Yetis were up here fighting these poor
There
guys.
be Yetis
so,
up in these here hills.
Yep. So everybody, be ready. Get your weapons ready. Don't think this is gonna go easy, but we just gotta do what we can. Save as many as we can.
Alrighty. So I'm going to take you to another section of the map here.
It's a frozen
And then if you want to
cave.
add Miri to the map as well. Actually, let's see. There we go. There's our little girl.
Yay. Hi, Miri.
Hi.
All cute things die. Eventually.
Jesus.
No, he doesn't say
We gotta fix it. Bahamut.
that. There you go. No, he doesn't. He does not say that.
While you are sort of standing here, the signs of blood are a little bit further up ahead from you. There is also drag marks leading into the cavern mouth immediately on your left. The path upward continues ahead. I have an option to check out this cave or else keep ascending, depending on where you think these people might have been taken. What are we doing?
So, you said to the where did you said drag marks to the
Drag
left
marks
and
to the
blood to the
left.
left?
Yep, the drag marks lead into the cave.
Okay. Well, shit. What do you guys think? My only thought process on this is that if something was dragged into the cave, it's probably already dead.
Or they're saving it for later.
That's a possibility too. It might be like Luke and the whatever the hell that thing was, the cave beast or whatever.
Tauntaun? No.
The Wampa.
No,
The Wampa.
The Wampa.
Yeah,
there you go. Like Luke and the Wampa. You know, got him hanging on the ceiling. Nah, shit. I mean, we probably should go.
We
in the
should
cave.
at least learn the fate of the others.
Aye, that's right.
This could have been where they were fighting.
Of course.
Aye, okay. Into the cave then?
Why not?
If
There's
You
lots of
all-
reasons why not.
would want to hang back a little bit, we may not need to get too involved.
Pardon?
What you talking about, Willis?
Are you gonna talk to the Yetis again and let them go?
Well, yes, that's sort of what I was thinking. I've seen
Well,
them
shit.
hunt. They are dangerous.
Aye, they are. So I say we
So
take
are
care
we.
of it. Once and for all.
No, he's right. If there's a way to get those people out of there alive without putting all of us in danger, it might be the best way.
So, what are we doing?
Well, either way, we're going into the cave, right? I mean,
Yeah, we're
so-
going into the cave. So yeah, I guess we're gonna start making our way in.
Making our
And
way down.
Alright.
yeah, Dreamer, if you see one come charging, be like, "Whoa, buddy! Hey, friends, right?"
So Dreamer will try to take a point.
Okay. As you enter the cave, immediately in front of you is a yawning chasm, where even those of you with dark vision, if Dreamer is here at the front,
Not that kind of yawn.
looking
you
down
silly.
into it, cannot see the bottom. There are two ways across. You could see immediately on the left a thin sheet of ice. I say thin, it's about a foot thick, that crosses the chasm. It's what appears to be a passage to the left there. To the right is a stone bridge that crosses that divide.
Of course, there is.
How are we proceeding?
Split the party.
Yeah,
Don't
split the
you-
party and
no,
then cross
you
the
never-
bridge of death.
No. Can I, or can we, do a like survival check to see, like, if we see tracks coming like across the ice or across that bridge?
I'd say you don't even really need to make a survival check for that. There
Okay.
is a very light dusting of snow that fades away to bare stone floor in the direction of the stone arch across the chasm. And you can see, I would say, Krellick, because you're in the right place for it, can see very faintly in the dim light on the other side of the bridge a scattering of bones and something lumpy over that direction. Not large enough to be a person unless it's a very small person.
Well, they were with a halfling cleric. So Krellick's gonna point over the bridge. There's something over there.
Dreamer will begin shuffling that way.
Krellick's gonna stay right behind Dreamer.
Alright. If you guys want to proceed deeper in.
I don't go too many at once. I don't like the look of that bridge.
We can hold up a Yeti. I should be able to hold. Oh, shit.
8 of us? Or 6 of us?
Alrighty. Dreamer, as you start across, the stone underfoot, as your feet are no longer cushioned by snow, there is a very audible Dreamer's footsteps. It's almost, obviously he's mechanical, so he doesn't have quite the same tread as the rest of you. And the sound of it echoes, sort of drifting down into the chasm and bouncing back up at you. But the stone bridge is safe to cross, and you're able to get across quite easily.
Once I see him get across, fine. I think I'll be like, okay, everybody, let's one by one, let's get across this thing.
I'll put a finger to my mouth.
Be quiet.
Are we stealthing?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That's what I got the breastplate for.
I know it's not gonna work, but
Haha, yes.
Pretty sure chainmail has a disadvantage, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think chainmail's disadvantage.
Yeah, because it's heavy.
I'm gonna move you up so you're with the others.
So
there.
I'm only assuming I'm definitely at disadvantage.
Oh god, yes.
Oh yeah.
There's only 2 armors that are in medium or above that don't, and that's why I snagged that breastplate.
Well, 2 rolls at disadvantage. One of them was bound to be low, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, our lowest with a 4. Tavini is having a bit of a struggle being quiet, but as this is a group check and most of you rolled decently well, you're able to kind of help her shuffle a little more quietly along.
Start coughing every time her armor chinks.
boy, that helps.
Don't worry, I got you.
So, the tunnel that you find yourselves in is about 10 feet high and is strewn at your feet with very thick bones. And they look humanoid. There's, a torso there, the, small shaped lump that Krellick had seen. There's a femur there that's been cracked in half and you can see has been hollowed out, the marrow sucked out. And there's bits of flesh still clinging to these bones, even though they're freezing over in the dark. The torso, the skin on it is gray, and it appears to be a very large chest, though chunks of it have been, torn off and devoured. You could see raking teeth marks in it. You can also see faintly the darker lines of what appears to be tattoos on this person. If I could get a nature check or a medicine check, either a nature check to identify these remains. Actually, it's a person, so history. Or a medicine check to work out how they died.
Okay.
I think I can figure that out.
I got history. 18 on history.
18. Nice. Well, you do recall that Garrett had said that the party had a Goliath with them.
Well, there's our Goliath.
And these bones and the sort of gray skin are a dead ringer. Well, literally
and
dead
he
ringer.
He is very dead.
What the hell did they even come up here for?
Amidst the Goliath's bones are torn bits of hide armor. Nothing salvageable. There is, however, under the torso, you could see poking out a great axe. And there's also the skulls and bones of a couple of mountain goats in this narrow passage.
How fresh are they?
To the... These are frozen, so, obviously a few days at the very least.
Aww.
On the left and the right wall are crude niches that have been carved into the stone, and you could see frozen heads almost completely frosted over of other humanoids previously decapitated by the Yetis. You can even see a Goliath's head in one of them. The eyes frozen open in a look of horror.
Is this standard Yeti treatment of food?
I would say, from your understanding of Yetis, yes. They are rather cruel creatures that, enjoy taking trophies. You also see the head of there's a bit of bushiness poking out of one of these holes in the wall. And looking in, you can see the stiff bristles of a dwarf's beard and the dwarven head inside one of the holes.
I wonder if that was the group that
Someone you know, Krillin?
dwarves.
Krellick's gonna kind of glance at Dreamer and glance back to the rest of the group. There's an anger there. He doesn't know if he's gonna give Dreamer the chance to talk.
Yeah.
Did the one dwarf body that we brought back, did it have a head?
It had been pretty badly damaged, and to your memory, there was no head with it.
Forget his name. What was it? It was like Oswin or something like that?
Obak.
Obak, yeah. Would be surprised if this is Obak, the one that the dwarves with the iron cart, the iron sled, the one they lost.
Dreamer, as you turn the corner, or start to turn the corner, there's another niche to your right with another dwarven head in there. This one with a dark brown beard with streaks of gray in it that aren't frost. So, at least 2 dead dwarves in here.
Maybe that one's Obak.
But you're
One
also,
of these many dwarves is Obak.
now that you guys are further into the passage, you're starting to hear very faintly a sort of snuffling sound, followed by deep rumbles of some other larger animal. This, and over the sounds of that, you hear a very high-pitched feminine voice. Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me!
Well, go, Krellick.
Hustle.
I'm behind Dreamer.
Yeah.
And, shuffling around the corner, because you're all being very stealthy, you come across a very bizarre sight. The floor of this cave is about 5 feet higher than the 10-foot tunnel that you just exited. And the uneven ceiling, these very large stalactites hanging, ranges from about 10 to 20 feet. It's very uneven ceiling in here. To the south, the floor drops off sharply, kind of slopes downward. And, Dreamer, you're not able to see in the dark, so you're not able to see exactly what is over there. But in the darkness, you can hear, a big animal moving, and again, this smaller figure. Dreamer, where everyone else is hearing these very animalistic sounds, you hear... She's rather noisy, isn't she? And you hear a very small, younger voice in Yeti saying, I like it when she makes those sounds. And you hear more, please don't hurt me! And almost the sounds of something clanking across the floor. And Krellick, standing beside Dreamer in the dark, sort of crouched there in the passage to the tunnel. And Rian, you could see this as well. You see a very large Yeti with, large teeth, sort of sitting in one corner, resting up against the wall, her long arms on her knees, as she is watching a much smaller Yeti, child-sized, with big hands, sort of batting a halfling back and forth across the slippery floor of this cavern, essentially rolling her along like a ball, as she is pleading for her life. The 3 of you are now visible, and the flickering light of Tavini's lantern is visible. The Yeti Tyke, the very young one, looks up in your direction, and Dreamer, the only thing you can make out is a reflection of red eyes in the dark. But Krellick and Rian, you can see as this young Yeti, sort of, leaves the halfling behind and goes scrabbling to Mom. Gripping her fur, pulls itself up to her shoulder and hides on her back, whereas the female rises to her feet.
While he sees this, is there any way Krellick can just say fuck it and just go right there?
Yeah, you're gonna go
Get
charging
right
in?
between her and the Yetis.
Alright. So, those of you who are further behind, watch as Krellick goes shooting off around the corner into the darkness. Krellick, as you approach this Yeti mother, you have sword and shield ready? Are you putting up an aggressive stance? What is the...
He's got his weapons out, but he doesn't have them ready to use. He's more focused on trying to make it to where the little one can get away.
Himself between them.
Gotcha. As you approach, the mother Yeti, and you could see, its baby over her shoulder, takes a very aggressive posture and bellows at you, and those claws are working as if she's preparing to attack, but she doesn't take a swing at you. It is just very obviously like sizing up the situation, because she is backed into a corner with her youngster on her back.
Yeah, if we can do any movement, Rian wants to get in there too.
Krellick's just gonna kind of watch her, but talk. Can you move?
Yeah, the halfling that you're standing over, she is curled up into a fetal position in her armor. And you can, you watch as she kind of peeks an eye open at you, and then starts to uncurl very stiffly.
Felgren's kind of curling a finger towards him.
I can move.
Get back towards the entrance. There's others there.
Psst, over here.
No,
she starts,
in the middle of the room, not over there.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Krellick, you see as she's obviously looking at you, you've spoken, but when you indicate a direction for her to go, her head just starts twisting on her neck wildly, with eyes very wide with fear. She obviously has no ability to see in the dark.
Tavini is actually just moving up at the moment.
Okay, grab onto me, stay right behind me until you can see.
And then as Tavini moves up and more of that light spills out, she, no! And is going to come dashing up towards where the others are.
It's behind the big mechanical man. Be a good place for you, I think.
Krellick and Rian, as the two of you are still kind of standing off in front of this Yeti mother, and her claws are working. Her eyes are darting from one of you to the other, and then back to the others in the tunnel. And to you, it just sounds like this Yeti is snarling and making these very guttural sounds. To you, Dreamer, you hear, leave me, and young. What are you doing with that, Dreamer?
I think Felgren's looking at Dreamer, but he doesn't know that this thing's talking.
The Dreamer will say, "Do you have other fresh food here?"
The big one. And she sort of lifts a clawed hand, gesturing to the southeast, back the way you had come. Nothing live.
Are Yetis prone to lying? Probably not.
I mean, they are not... they're about as intelligent as a dumb person, so, if you think a dumb person can lie, then yeah.
I know plenty of dumb people who can lie.
Yeah.
You can insight check that.
Where are you looking when you say that?
I know plenty of.
You looking at me, boy?
Ooh,
a 20.
Good insight.
She seems to be, with your knowledge of Yetis, being earnest. She obviously, with that insight check, I should say, she's obviously unsure of this group that has entered her lair. And you watch as she kind of reaches over her shoulder and, with a hand almost as big as the tyke, pats her youngster, who you can hear whimpering on the other, over her shoulder.
Dreamer, talk to us.
She seems like she would attack, but she's more scared than anything for her
Krellick's
kid.
gonna keep an eye on the big old Yeti and kind of whisper towards Rian, what do you think?
I think he'd literally out loud be like, Dreamer, what are we doing? Because he can hear them talking. They're talking back and forth, and she's not attacking, but it's like, I think Rian is absolutely shield up, sword in hand.
Krellick's
just staring her down.
whisper was more like, I'm probably doing this. Are you backing me up?
Oh, dude. Like,
well,
I think he would be like, easy. I don't want to kill any children.
What about all the ones she's killed? We walked past their bones. Their severed heads. You want to let her keep living to do it again?
I understand what you're saying,
Do ya?
my friend, but I do. I absolutely do. But you got it in you to strike down that little baby?
I do.
Oh, fuck.
So, while you two are having this conversation, the female, those claws are working, and she's trying to follow the conversation, but obviously, Dreamer, you're picking up that she can't. She's not understanding what these two are talking about in front of her, but you can see that anxiety rising and those jaws starting to work as she weighs whether or not to attack the party. Tavini, you in the rear there, as this halfling sort of pushes past Dreamer and comes to you. She puts her back up against the wall and just starts panting in obvious stress, and, she is exhausted from the look of things. She was not able to move very quickly up here. Very rough shape, but surprisingly unharmed for having been a young Yeti's plaything. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Don't thank us yet.
Is this conversation between Krellick and Rian getting louder?
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah.
Like,
Krellick's
as he's
pissed.
getting louder, I'm like trying to like match him to like, like when you get dad voice to try to like calm someone down. It's
I
like,
think Felgrin would yell, "Have you not seen enough death today, Krellick?
I have. That's why we have to
Then
do
leave,
this.
you fool!
Go ahead.
Don't be an idiot. You're making this decision for all of us, not just for yourself."
So you could sleep better at night knowing she's out here killing anything that walks by.
I am tired, and I want to get off this mountain
boo-hoo.
before more of my friends are killed.
She has no one else here. We can leave. And I will talk
Tell
with
her
her.
about the large cats.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Lead her.
Oh yeah,
And I
that'll
will-
keep her satisfied for a week. Krellick's just gonna start walking away because no one else wants to do what needs to be done. In his opinion.
yeah. As he walks away, Rian finally is like, and like kind of keeps the shield up, slowly takes like steps back towards the group.
He's just gonna push past.
Alright.
Felgrin will step to the side.
Yeah.
Because he yelled at him a little more than he would have liked, I think.
Yeah.
But a little bit too much spice.
A little. But he is tired. He's had a long day.
He's a cranky boy.
He's used a lot of magic, okay? 2 wild surges.
The halfling with you guys,
Mhm.
As you are sort of shuffling, making your way slowly out, keeping your eyes on that Yeti as the lantern light falls off her and she fades into darkness. She stops briefly amidst the bones of the Goliath. Oh, poor Mokingo. And you see her grip a holy symbol about her neck that has a very strange shape. It's almost like an angular shield, but decorated with almost a cornucopia, different flowers and fruits and the like. And she, Yondala, bring your blessed bounty and warmth to this cavern and see Mokingo to greater days on the other side of this life.
Yeah, as we get a little closer to the edge, like as we're backing out, I'd be like, "We were told there was one more. Did you see what happened to your friend Asterix?"
Yeah, she's kind of, shuffling along with you guys. And the Yetis attacked Mokingo. Tried to fight him off, and they overwhelmed him pretty quick. They took me, Asterix. I think she was too scared. She ran up the mountain.
Okay. That's where we're heading then.
Alright. So let's bring you guys, as you are shuffling out of the cave, what is the marching order here?
Well, Krellick's out first.
I'm hanging back a second.
Oh, you're hanging back a second?
Gonna have chit chat.
Alright, then let's place him there.
He'll follow, Felgrin will follow after Rian.
Okay. Rian, are you up there with Krellick? Where's Tavini?
Trying to move my guy, and now it's saying some weird. Oh, I collided with a wall. It's saying some red message was popping up, not letting me move. But yeah, he's right behind Krellick.
Dreamer, what are you doing as you linger behind?
I will say there are 2 crag cats down the mountain that you can take to feed upon. If you continue to hunt humans, they will retaliate, and you will not be able to protect your little one. Please do not let it come to that.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Fucking Dreamer. Change an entire species, one encounter at a
He's
time.
not bad at persuasion. It's deception. He
No,
sucks
he's
at.
not. He's actually
Hey!
pretty... Oh, fucking natty 20.
Crit.
Swish.
Fucking A. This thing's gonna be a vegan.
From way downtown. Bang.
From way downtown. Oh.
So as you
He's on
As
fire.
you say this, she kind of, she's had her hand on her tyke over her shoulder, and she lets him down onto the floor, and he's, just kind of sits and snuffles a little now that his toy is gone. He's just kind of sitting there with those oversized hands for his size in his lap, and she says, I thank you for not attack. I was prepared to take more heads. I will feed and raise my child as I see fit. But you make good sense. With warning, go out of my home.
I will do as she wishes.
Alright. And as the party is making their way out of this cavern, sort of here at the entrance now, let me drag where folks would be. Shuffling down the mountain is a very large, tall, broad-shouldered shape, another Yeti, with a dead goat slung over one shoulder, who, upon seeing you exit the cave, stops dead in his tracks.
Dreamer, there is another.
Just...
Ah!
Yeah. Dreamer just yells, hold on.
Dreamer?
Well, just step aside here.
Slide up to the front.
Hold on, Yeti whisper going through.
And you hear Dreamer, him shout, "Are you safe in there?"
Oh, it's the hubby.
And you hear from behind, "We are alive!" The sort of distant voice of the female. And, you could see him, with that goat over one shoulder, his hand closed around something else, sort of looking from one party member to the other, very plainly sizing up what he's seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rian's kind of sliding along the wall and giving him essentially an open path. So she kind of still got his sword and shield up, but eyeing him just easy there, big fella.
Tavini grabs Perilou's hand, if she'll allow it.
Uh-huh.
Just so that the Yeti doesn't think to try and, grab either of them.
And
Either of the
Dreamer, as they
halflings.
make a hole for you, what are you doing?
I will put myself in front and say,
Okay.
We did not harm your mate or your little one. We will be leaving. I warned your mate that attacking humans, fleshies, I don't, the word that they would use for, people.
Meat
Blood
sacks.
Yeah.
Meat sacks. Meat bags.
There you go.
Meat
bags.
God, I love HK47. Continue.
Hunting meat bags
Silence, meat bag.
eventually will result in your demise. There are 2 crag cats down the mountain that you can use for food.
As you say this, this big male is looking over the party and then to the cave, and he looks over the party, and you hear distantly echoing, bouncing off the walls of the cavern, "Let them go! Let them go!" And he starts stalking past you, Dreamer, sort of pushing you aside with the back of a very large arm.
Do I recognize the goat?
This goat you recognize.
That's what you get, you little bastard.
You son of a bitch.
As he stalks deeper into the cave. This is our Yeti Tyke.
I'll look at him. He's gonna eat the
If you look
F out
in
of that
in
rabbit.
Discord there. Yeah, he's
That
such a
is-
cute little bastard.
He is a cute little bastard. He's gonna grow
Alright.
up to be big old ugly motherfucker like the one below it. And
Look, I mean, they're morally gray, maybe, but like, if you take every fight, you're gonna lose one.
that is true. In the end, that's kind of where my thought is we are not with as many spells as we've burned through and shit. We were not.
I mean,
ready for
I'm
that. If
not.
we'd
I
have
mean,
fought
you
that
guys
first
are
one,
probably all right, but
I'm not that good, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got 18 AC, but I'm only at 23 health. And
I
like,
approach that situation from Felgren's point of view, and he is sapped right now.
yeah.
Tavini has 2 spells left, and everyone is a little bit injured,
Yeah.
mostly.
So, I mean, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's tough times in every campaign.
Yeah.
It's not always...
Yeah, this is
Alrighty.
definitely a hard decision.
Yeah, not always sunshine and rainbows.
We were warned this
So,
is going to be a dark campaign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I find like this
This is where it
session
finally
is kind
happened.
of
All right, well,
we're continuing up
yes,
the mountain?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Crowley's going.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta go try to find that last
Well,
person
I'm pissed
and figure out where we deliver this fucking package.
off the dwarf again.
So, Perilu, as you guys kind of have a new companion there, she does not question the decision to keep ascending the mountain. She actually falls into step besides Tavini. And,
Her last name is Fishfinger.
Wow.
I just
I
caught
like
that.
it. I like it.
Perilou
I
Fishfinger.
I'm gonna come with you and find Asterix.
Hey, well, stay safe and do what you can.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. And you can see that she is exhausted,
Mhm, I
and
bet.
she has a very, very hard time keeping pace, but is obviously pushing herself to try and keep up.
Yeah, she already fought, so it means she's probably out of spells too.
I'll offer a hand to her.
Huh?
Oh, he's
Dude.
he's offering to carry you.
Oh, yeah, thanks. And
You're
she
lucky. Normally he just picks up
Yes,
items.
he does do that.
reluctantly accepts the hand.
I'm learning.
I'll be the mouthpiece until you finally figure out. Hey, I'll carry you.
Yep, there it is.
Alright. Then, switching our attention back to the mountain here. We're nearing the top, and as you climb still higher, scattered in the snow, you're starting to find more and more signs of destroyed undead. They're very obviously, some of them are hard to find. The snow cover is pretty deep, or at least, a couple days of snowfall at the very least. Others, it's almost as if they're fresh, just scattered across the snow. All of them destroyed. You're finding skeletons, but there are also signs of, fleshier bodies lying there under the snow. All of them with obvious signs of decay on them. And as you ascend higher, you come to the edge of a vast and deep crevice, with nowhere to go but down. There's a collapsed tent, half buried in the snow near the precipice. Jutting out of a nearby snowbank is a pair of blue leather boots. You could faintly see under the snowbank the shape of a body under the snow.
I thought they were like straight up, like pointed towards the.
like after the goats after the avalanche, just the feet sticking straight up out of the snow.
okay,
No.
okay. That's far less.
But
comical.
next to this grim display of what is obviously a person in blue boots under the snow is a horned figure in cold weather clothing with their back to the party, sitting with their knees pulled up tight to their chest. They're about 20-30 feet away and seem to have made no awareness of your presence there, just kind of sitting, staring at these boots poking out from under the snowbank. Who is approaching, or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, Rian's walking up there. Be like, Asterix. Is that you, Asterix?
As you speak, the person behind doesn't turn around to look at you, makes no acknowledgement of your presence. And as you come around to their front to, see who you're talking to, it is very plain that this tiefling is dead. Frozen solid, with teeth clenched, and her eyes staring at those boots sticking out of the snow. There's a frozen look of exhaustion and despair on her face.
God.
Well, I wonder... Oh, they must have been whoever they came up here for.
Perilu.
Yeah. She kind of shuffles forward and...
Oh, there's a picture? Oh, that's fucking heartbreaking.
Perilu kind of, gently climbs down from Dreamer's back and approaches the body, grasping that oddly shaped holy symbol to her chest. Asterix, I'm sorry this is how you had to go. Just kind of looking around, and she looks at the blue boots sticking out from under the snowbank and gives them a pitying glance before, shuffling up beside Asterix and kind of pushes her hood back to get a better look.
I assume whoever is in the snow there is why you guys made the trek up this mountain in the first place.
Oh, there's supposed to be a tomb up here. It's the cairn. You're looking for the tomb of some giant. We were gonna fight the undead in here. She's still kind of playing with that holy symbol.
Then who's the fellow with the blue boots? We were told only 3 came up this path.
He's not one of ours.
I think Rian will start to brush off the snow.
Yeah, I'll help you.
From
I'll help you.
Yeah, from the blue booted guy to see who it is. See if we can recognize him at all.
As you clear away the snow, Perilu is, murmuring quiet prayers to Yandala, someone that she's calling Yandala, over Asterix's body. As the snow is cleared away, you find a headless dwarf lying under the snow with blue boots.
Super morbid, but does my dragon sense tingle anything about them boots?
The boots do not strike you as magical.
Okay.
They're certainly very well made blue boots. Distinctive. If this was somebody, obviously he would probably have talked to other people. And you don't often see people wearing blue boots around. Someone is likely to know who this person is.
He's like real sad. He's like, those boots could probably fetch $20 on the market.
Felgren's like, I'd say 25. Oh, well made.
I have an innate sense for these things.
Look at the stitching. The stitching is quite nice.
I think Kralik would look for a clan symbol or something on him.
No, he doesn't say.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, we're not actually doing that.
That'd be funny.
I was checking to see if the boots are magical, but...
So, Kralik, as you are, looking over the body, you do find a partially destroyed shield, obviously with claw marks raked across it, lying in the snow beside him, his hand still clenched around it. The emblem, it's hard to make out because, it's just been torn to shreds by whatever he was trying to defend himself from. But it is a stone keep with a hammer set in front of it. And you would know this as Clan Hammerhome. The tent, about 10 or 15 feet away, half buried in the snow. Very clearly dwarvish patterns in the stitching, so you can, make the assumption that this is probably his camp. You do also find, as you're searching the body, a wine skin, a half-eaten block of goat's cheese,
Made that himself.
and a miner's pick at his waist.
Is the miner's pick his weapon?
Yeah, probably just a tool, right? And he just probably came up here to mine.
So he only had the shield?
Yeah, I guess there is no weapon aside from that, right? That we can see.
But the weapon is on his
Not that
belt.
you can see. Yeah. The pick is
Well,
on his
okay,
belt.
Yeah, then yeah, I guess it is.
I was saying, if he was defending himself, why would it be on the belt?
True.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so that he might have lost it in the snow. I mean, who knows how long this guy's been dead and how long the snow. I mean, his weapon could be all around, anywhere around us and buried. So
Tavini's going to look for his weapon.
Alright. Roll me a investigation check. 18.
nice.
So, it's starting near the body and then working outward in concentric circles. It takes you only about 5 minutes to, as you're shuffling through the snow, strike something hard. And you bring up, after dusting some of the snow away, a light hammer. Something that can either be thrown or wielded normally. There is near the head there's no sign of blood, but towards the grip, where, this person would have been holding this weapon to defend themselves, there is the telltale dark staining of blood.
She will carry it back to Kralik. Should we take his body or his weapons back to the dwarves? Because she understands that family is a pretty big deal for dwarves.
We can take his shield back. It's got this clan emblem on it. But I'm afraid that's all we can do up on top of this mountain.
Put him on the shield and just push him down the mountain. We'll pick him up later down there.
Find him scattered across the rocks.
Yeah. Be like, oh, damn,
I
that's
thought that
far.
would work for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it seemed like a great idea.
Then we round up all the pieces and do it again.
Yeah.
Strap it down.
Yeah.
Maria and cast Featherfall on him, Kralik will toss him.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh god.
I appreciate the ingenuity, but no.
As you've been kind of rooting through the snow around the body, Dreamer, you and Tavini both have, some of the highest passive perception, and you've been able to kind of watch Perilu. And while she initially was saying prayers over Asterix's body, after a minute or two, she sort of reaches into and takes, looping it around the frozen body, it's kind of hard, a leather pouch, like a satchel on the side there. And she flips it open and you can hear a faint clink inside. It's kind of morbid to take from the dead, but I don't really have any other way to thank you. This belonged to our group. It was meant for, she was just gonna carry it. If we needed it, we'd give it to that person. But she holds up a bottle, a glass vial in front of her.
She took this from Asterix.
Yes.
And what is this?
The vial looks empty, but as she hands it over, it feels like it has some weight to it that can't be entirely glass. And, even giving it a bit of a shake, you could feel liquid sloshing, though it's the strangest thing, you don't see anything in it. This is it's a potion of invisibility.
Oh.
And,
I can tell it's invisible.
yeah. I know, we kind of had a good wonder at that, too, when we bought it.
My gods.
And, here. And she thrusts a book in Tavini and Dreamer's direction. A leather-bound tome.
And Tavini will accept the book, curiously, because books.
I do some spell casting. Yondala helps me, but I'm no wizard. If you know anyone that could use this, and if not, you could sell it. I have savings, money I can go back to at home. This is really, the only thing I...
That book belonged to her? And he gestures to Asterix.
Oh, yeah, she was a wizard.
Tavini hugs the book to her chest like a precious thing, and she nods her head.
Thank you. I will ensure that her memory is carried forward.
In a pawn shop.
No! No!
If we don't laugh, we'll cry.
Exactly. Jeez.
Thanks. I guess I'm starting back down the mountain.
Stick with us or you'll probably die.
Hey, it's up to you if what you want to do, but we're going just a little further up.
Why?
Well, saving you guys was actually just an extra part of the job. The first part, the reason why we came here is we have a package to deliver.
Just kind of closes his eyes and shakes his head, or rubs his forehead. Like, it seems so fucking ridiculous to him.
I know, at this point, it's just like...
that we're still delivering this package.
Yeah.
So he's just expressing that the only way he knows how.
With sass.
Yeah, he's so frustrated.
You're here to deliver a package?
I know it sounds ridiculous when you say it like that, especially with all that's
Yeah,
happened.
it does.
Yep. Well, we're already here. We're almost there already. At this point,
Yeah, it's kind of how it keeps happening. Like, other shit comes up, and then all of a sudden we're just kind of there, so we might as well. Like, it's like 20 feet further up, so
it'll feel like a complete waste of time and effort if we don't, instead of just mostly a waste of time and effort.
Exactly. Unfortunately.
You're alive, and that's great, but God,
Yeah.
I just want to
Thanks.
leave this mountain.
I am right there with you. But just a little further. It's up to you, Perlu, if you want to come with us.
Who are you delivering to
I
up
don't even
here?
remember his name. What's his name, Rian?
We don't even know his name. We don't even know it. We know he's a pale man with a cold ring.
Of course, that's all we know.
As
The weird lizard thing that made the smells told us which one it
This
was.
is a great.
We might not even be on the right
This is a
continent.
great life we're living, isn't it? God.
all right. So, as you say, a pale man with a cold ring, she kind of wrinkles her nose and cocks her head to one side as if really thinking. This is gonna sound crazy.
Oh, hit us with it.
I might have met your guy. Not up here, obviously, but before we left Caer Konig.
What?
He was this was probably almost 2 weeks ago, but he was talking to people about a necromancer that he was fighting up here. There's a crypt here on the mountainside. We were actually coming because, if he was fighting as many undead as he said by himself, it couldn't have been terribly dangerous, and we were gonna make a bit of gold. Obviously, she kind of waves vaguely down the mountain in the direction of the Yeti's cave. But, while we were in town, he'd leave for a day or two and come back just covered in gore. He was clearly fighting something. And we found undead all the way up.
So there is a chance he is here on the mountain in a crypt, fighting undead.
Yeah. Or he's fought undead. And what was his name? And she's kind of like grinding the heel of her hand into her forehead. Artis. His name was Artis, Ember? Artis Simber.
Artis Ember.
Simber.
Simber.
No, like an S or a C, I don't know.
Okay. Artis Simber. And... well, fuck it, we're here.
Yeah, I guess if you're supposed to find him up here, she starts looking around and you're on the edge of a chasm. It doesn't, at a first look, it doesn't look like there's any other way, down from where you are but the way that you came.
Okay.
Maybe it was up another path, but we were finding undead on the way up.
Aye, and you guys didn't get much further past this, right? You got attacked back down there. Your friend ran up, and this is about where this is the highest you've been, right?
Highest I've been. Highest, She kind of looks at Asterix. She's a little ways down the slope, so I'm the person in our group that's gone the furthest.
Aye, well, we're pushing on. It's up to you if you want to stay with us. I'd recommend you do. Just stay, but, we'll protect you. Just stay behind us. But
Yeah.
And say, we've been seeing big cats and Yeti still up and down this mountain. I wouldn't say have you go down there alone.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not going past that Yeti cave.
Right.
She kind of hugs herself a little. And you can see she's pretty bruised from having been rolled across the floor as a Yeti's play toy.
Gotcha. Tell you what, Krellick. You want to take out some of that anger on a necromancer?
Krellick's just gonna bend down, pick up the broken shield, put it on his back, and he's just gonna motion that he's ready.